It was up for sale for $200,000 and they spent $400,000. They pretty well just overpaid. And it wasn't a situation that it was a bidding war. They just needed to get rid of that much money.
Let's move right into the topic at hand. So help us to unlock the power of tax reduction through commercial real estate syndication. Eddie, what's the number one secret to doing that?
So short story before we get into this. And I think this will bring it all into focus. So we just recently had a guy come in the office wanting to do some other business ventures. And he's telling me about a group of people that own a lot of gas stations and own a lot of ATMs. So they're kind of in real estate in a different manner. Well, they made a bunch of money last year and they got with their internal accountant, and their internal accountant says, hey, you need to go buy something. You need to go get rid of some of this money because this is going to be capital gains on your part. So they did so. And what they did is they went out and bought a tower that was dilapidated, collapsing. It was up for sale for $200,000 and they spent $400,000. They pretty well just overpaid. And it wasn't a situation that it was a bidding war. They just needed to get rid of that much money. So they just, bought $400,000 worth of real estate. And for me, that really hit home because I said, man, they bought a heavy liability. It is real estate, but it's a liability at the same time. They could have got a hold of us and we could have invested that into a cash flowing property. They still would have reduced their capital gains. They probably could have even got bonus depreciation. And they would have owned something that was worth owning and they don't have to put work into, and they'd have got a check every single month off the preferred return. So that story just kind of hit me in the last couple of days. And that kind of provoked me to say, why don't people know more about what we do? Because that would have been the perfect opportunity. That's what we look for. We look for people that are so busy or maybe lack the education of where to put their money. And we're here to help with that.
Amazing.
And
so it's a concept or a case study for tax flow, not just cash flow, although it should have been cash flow and tax flow. But basically these guys are selling, they have this big old, gain, and they're like, gosh, the accountant's saying you need to go buy something to maybe do some cost segregation and accelerated depreciation so you can offset it in the same year. That's a fancy way of saying just you got to buy something that's going to help you tax flow to offset your cash flow and or your capital gains tax. And they buy something for $200,000 more than it's even worth, and there's not even a bidding war just to get some tax stuff. And it's crazy to think about that, but that's what's happening. Let alone all the liability, it's all on their shoulders, where they could have shown up and talked with Eddie, had they known Eddie, and said, Eddie, we got some cash.